All right, everybody, welcome to lesson one. This is really exciting to get this kicked off. So today, a lot of the work that we're going to do is going to be a matter of record and just documenting and getting familiar with your credit reports. Now, before we can do a whole lot of anything, we've got to get your hands on your credit report. So if you don't already have them, and I assume a few of you do, there's only one place where you can get a free credit report from all three credit bureaus. People will advertise free scores, free reports, and there's always a catch. The only place you can truly get a free one is annualcreditreport.com. Now, in your downloads, you're going to get some print-offs of what that page looks like. We've got a lot of fun PDFs and downloads, things that are going to help you out tremendously along the way. And print those off so you have a copy. I would recommend printing off everything along the way. So what I'm going to do here is actually show you the website, Annual Credit Report, and just for the most part, we're gonna take a look at that. Now, here, Annual Credit Report. This is their homepage, and you'll see down here, I believe you can see my cursor, request your free credit report. So go ahead and click on that, and it'll bring you to this screen. And this screen explains the three processes that you're going to go through. So fill out the form. Number two is pick the reports you want. That screen is going to have a list of all three of your of the bureaus, and there will be an option to check each one. Make sure each one is checked. That is absolutely crucial, because if you only check two of them, it will leave that third one out. And then you're going to request your online reports from there. What it does is it takes you to TransUnion and then brings you back to Annual Credit Report. It takes you to Equifax, then it brings you back a second time, then it takes you to Experian. So it's a facilitator website, for lack of a better term. So you're going to go in there, and when we request your credit report, it's going to ask all your information. It's going to ask you to verify who you are, too, through three authentication questions. They're questions only you would know, but they're very simple. It's very rare that someone is unable to answer the three questions that it asks. And once verified, you will have those before you. What I would do is print a copy if you have the ability to do so, and also save to a PDF screen. A PDF file on your computer, so that you can always access it that way. Now later on, you'll get updated reports. And in a future lesson, we're gonna present you with a great opportunity to purchase all three reports and all three scores at a very low price. I mention that now because there isn't going to be any catch with that, and it'll be a great deal just for our clients. Now, another thing that we're going to do here, when you get your report, I always like people to have 5 highlighters ready to go: red, blue, yellow, so on. And with these, you're going to mark up different things. So I want you to keep a lookout for trends and errors as well. Trends, you're going to do that because it's very important that you're aware of what kind of trends you set. Do you have a problem with student loans? Do you have a problem with medical bills? Do you have a problem with not paying back credit cards? Being aware of that is going to be very important, because you're going to dispute based on trends, and you're going to also avoid those problems in the future. So awareness is definitely key. Now, let's see. So you'll take the yellow marker, for instance, and you're going to go through and start marking up the negatives on your report. You're going to mark the name of the company, the amount, the account number, and dates. Okay. Now, with like your red marker, and use these colors however you want, you're going to circle trends. So if you've got 5 negative items and 4 of them are credit cards, circle all your credit cards. So as you see red, you'll know that that is a trend. And in the future, just know you've got to be careful with credit cards. Credit cards got you into trouble. You're going to be aware of those in the future. You know, in blue, you could perhaps use to mark, you know, personal information errors, things that are less crucial, but at some point we want to get those fixed. It's important that your name's spelled right and that the information they have on you is correct. Now, we have another sheet here, and let me split that screen again. I want you guys to be able to see this, and you'll still see me. So don't miss me. I know you guys want me to stick around here, but let's go ahead and do that. So we share the screen. This other item here, here's the 3 major credit bureaus. You're going to use each one of their information individually per letter that you have, leading right to this paper here. This is where you're going to start keeping track of the negative information that you have. Now I have it. There's a lot of information on here that may not pertain to people. And what I mean by that is if you only have 5 negative items, you're just going to do one round 1. And then as items don't get removed, that would be your second prove it letter, round 2, and then 3 and so forth. Now, this is set up for people to have maybe 10 negative items. You don't ever want to dispute more than 5 negative items at a time. Otherwise, it may start looking frivolous. And so what you're going to do is you're going to split them in half. 5 will be one round 1, and the second 5 will be another round 1 letter that you'll do, you know, perhaps a couple weeks later. And when I was talking about trends earlier, in one letter, you want to keep all the items as like items. So if you have 5 medical bills, put all those on one letter. That way it looks like you're dealing with one issue at a time. You know, if you have an issue with credit cards, same thing. The credit cards, you want to stick to all that on one letter. And so you'll split those up here. And then here, from the highlighted information, you're going to have the creditor name, the account number, and what is inaccurate. I don't really have a column here. In the margin, though, you could perhaps put what the debt is. You want to be aware of what the debt is if there is a debt. But again, it's not an important element in removing an item from your credit report at this point, because we're just engaging with the creditors, or the credit bureaus, excuse me. We're going to do the creditors later if needs be. So there's on this form, start recording, you know, who they are and determining in your own right who you feel should be in one letter and who would be in the next letter. Now, if you have 6 items above that 5, what I would do is, based on trend, I would actually split that up into 2 letters of 3. A letter doesn't have to have 5 negative items on it, but just more than that could raise some red flags. Now, what you want to do now is in this lesson, you just want to get as educated in what's on your credit report as you possibly can. So getting your report, going over, getting it really dirty with marks and notes and discrepancies. Another key thing I want you to do is look at your, you're going to take a look at the, I just drew a blank right now, so it's a good thing this is a rough draft. As educated as you can. Oh, what you're going to do is, let's say you have one item that is on all 3 credit bureaus. Sometimes that'll happen, sometimes it won't. It may be on 2 or maybe even just one of the bureaus. It really depends on that company. Now, what you're going to do is compare all 3. So you look at TransUnion, Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian. Look for any differences between the 3 because those could account for errors. You're going to make it an issue, okay? And so really the way the federal laws work is if you believe there's something off or inaccurate, you have the right, you're protected, to follow that up. Now, for the most part, that's really about it. You don't need your scores right now. And the reason for that is your scores are going to change. So if you purchase those somewhere, it's kind of a waste of time. You either know if you've got good or bad credit. We'll worry about getting your scores later on. So right now, just having your reports from Annual Credit Report, doing that for free is the way to go.